everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap! Last time, the game started off, and Link's childhood friend, Princess Zelda, bit the dust. No, she kinda got a little stoned. By a villain, not Ganondorf. His name is Vaati, and he is evil, and he is awesome, and our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to enter the Minish Woods, to find the Pickery people, and hopefully get started with our adventure, our wonderful adventure. And again, I really like this game. It doesn't take too long. It doesn't bullshit you. You start the game off, and within 15 minutes, you know, everything's golden. You're already starting off on the main quest of the game. There's no, you know, extended intro sequence where you're ranch handing and all that stuff, or you know, doing errands around town or anything like that. I like this. A no-nonsense Zelda game, and I wish. I understand why Nintendo doesn't, you know, take this approach with other games. You know, they want to make it as cinematic as possible. And I understand the desire, but we have movies for that. And if you want to make a Zelda movie, it'll probably suck, number one. And number two, yeah, have a Zelda movie. That's my opinion. Whatever. I know people probably won't agree, but that's fine. And it's all opinion-based. So, we have choo-choos. Or are they choos? Or choo-choo? I think they're choo-choos. Help! Hey! That's interesting. Hey, we got a piece of heart. I'll take the piece of heart with a smile. Okay. So, of course, as usual, 4 of them. Not 5, but 4. And, let's go help that odd-looking bird hat thing? I love this song. I think this is the only time in this game that this song actually shows up. This is the theme of Ezlo, and Ezlo is this green look. Yeah, I enjoy watching you take abuse. If ever there was a helper character that I truly enjoyed, it's Ezlo. Because if you need help, you know, he pops in and helps you, gives you a couple extra hints. Doesn't intrude your progress or show up whenever your battery is running low or anything like that, or yeah. The Pickery and Vaati? You seem to know who Vaati is, and this strikes me as yes. Really? Ezlo! Pleasure, my friend. So let's go on our journey. Wait, what? I walk quickly. Okay, here. I'll go nice and slow for... Okay. My adventure can't go on this slowly. I can't, like... Here. Okay, obviously, nothing's working here. You want me as a Yeah, exactly. Get out of my head. And so, the cap is introduced. Yeah, I suppose. Press select, or I guess on this GBA player, that would be my GameCube's Y button. And that's all you need. I mean, Ezlo from time to time, I think if you're having trouble with a boss, he'll give you a hint. Oh, and something important. So we get to swing the Rod of Seasons once again. No, not really. The Minish. Aha! So the Minish is the true name of the Pickery. How the fuck does Minish become Pickery? Like, barely any letters that the two words share. Whatever. Yes, it is a mere stump. A portal? Minish size and shrink. Alrighty, so it's time for us to use our Minish Cap. That's right, Eslo, sit there squawking on my head. Eslo squawking on my head. That doesn't mean... excuse me. Anyways... This is certainly going to be inconvenient. So anytime we want to become small, we're always going to be treated to this. Is that what you're telling me, game? So, Minish size has advantages, but also disadvantages. Yeah. And since you can't swim, you don't want to go into any kind of water. Any kind of standing water becomes a lake to the Minish, and thus to you as well. Nice and selfless of you, Eslo. That's nice. But, of course, there are advantages as well. There's little walkways that no way in hell could normal-sized Link get through. There are lily pads, which, well, normal-sized Link... Damn it! Normal-sized Link could just admittedly walk over, no problem. Too bad he can't get here. So, this doesn't look like a village. It looks like a bunch of acorns. But yes, we have our hat now, so that's a good thing. Oh boy. This is Minish Village. And these are the Minish! I suppose they were called Picori because that's the sound that they make. That makes sense, I guess. Well, we can only hope that there's somebody in this village that understands what I'm saying. Oh, a boot with mold? That's your house? Well, if you take anything under a microscope, you will find yourself a wondrously large ecosystem. You got mushrooms, you got boots. I mean, these little people make the best of what they've got. I mean, this is a nice little jar. That's a nice size house. And while this game does take a lot of tracks from established Zelda soundtracks of the past, you know, OOT, there's of course the Hyrule Field, everybody knows that song. But there are some really good, unique tracks that the Minish Cap has as well, and I really like the, I guess this is the Minish theme, because it's not, I don't think it plays in just Minish Village. I think it plays in other places as well. Yeah, it does. I just remembered it plays at the mines. Are you wearing a rupee on your head, or is that some kind of an odd hat? I'll call you Pope Minish. I don't get it either. Fistari. Okay, I'll still call you Pope Minish because you watch the Abbey. A Jabbernut. Remember that name. It'll be useful later, kind of. Okay. So we must find a Jabbernut. Where does this go? Hey, a piece of heart! I'll take it! Nice! Yes, please. Hello, train. I'm not sure if the mic can catch it, but... oh, of course, a fucking train comes by. Where is that Jabbernut again? I want to say... No, obviously not. All of these Minish are going to stay outside their houses until you can learn to speak with them. And that is... in this barrel, maybe? Aha, there it is. A nut with a mouth. Why, it's probably the jabber nut. No, you didn't eat the jabber nut. You just held it above your head saying, "Is this okay, Mommy?" Oh, I'm sorry, I had to do it. But, yeah. And you don't eat it. Why don't you eat it? Whatever. Yes, I can! Indeed, it is amazing. There's not a whole lot to be explored here in Minish Village yet. And most of this game revolves around sort of a trading mechanic that we're going to get to a little bit later. So NPCs, for the most part, aren't going to have a whole lot to help us with, but we do want to go. This is the Elder's house. Haha! Thank you for the introduction, Zezlo. Because without you, well, since Link can't speak, everybody knows that, yeah, okay. Yes. Yes. I've always thought this guy sounded like Sean Connery. And there is no in-game evidence whatsoever to support that claim, but whatever. 4 elements. Crystalline forms of energy. And they are, of course, earth, fire, water, and wind. Perhaps in that order, perhaps not. And there they are. In the northwest, fire. In the southwest, wind. In the east, water. And here in Minish Woods, earth. Isn't that nice? And this is probably Deepwood Shrine, I would assume. Okay, so our first dungeon is ahead. It's time to get started on our epic quest to save Zelda and rid Hyrule of Vadi's evil reign. And end it I shall. So, Minish Pope, out of my way. You are wearing a rupee on your head. Give me that fucking rupee. What is that? Or don't face me, I guess. Fine. Whatever. So, as usual, do not step on that. It's bad for you. Deepwood Shrine. As you can see, obviously, I should have said it in Minish Woods, and you probably already noticed, but the game doesn't always keep you in microscopic size on the screen when you're tiny. Because I'm tiny, and I've entered a shrine that a human could step on. Oh boy. So here we are. Spiderwebs. That's very strange. Well, our way ahead is pretty clear, quite obviously. Yeah, it sucks having OCD sometimes, because you gotta... There can never be any open gaps. I'm not used to my sword being so weak. So, hit every switch very, very slowly. And what do we get? Probably a key. Definitely a key! And opening in this game is... You're going to notice that the R button that I have is very context sensitive. I mean, it's basically your all-purpose button. When you're moving around with nothing in front of you, or with nobody to talk to, or no door to interact with, you roll. When you want to talk to somebody, it immediately goes to speak, but you can also use A to do that. And opening a door, unfortunately, you can't just run into it and it's over and done with. You actually have to press an open button. And there are levers, of course, that you pull. Basically, R is your all-in-one button that you're going to use a lot. And we're going to pull! Pull, Link, pull! And when his face gets red, he can't pull no more. Boom! Ignore falling slugs. Falling slugs are bad for you. So this is the main little area of Deepwood Shrine. And ignore the mushroom. We can't really do anything about it right now. We're just small. Indeed. Everything's relative, I suppose. Now this is the main little hub area of Deepwood Shrine, featuring the barrel. Much friendlier than the Sonic 3 and Knuckles barrel. Much friendlier, actually. We got to... This game features a lot, and I mean a lot, of Switch puzzles. Not necessarily a bad thing, because it's clever in a couple of areas. It mixes it up. They're not all that brain dead, like you just saw me do. And since we freed the barrel from the vines surrounding it, this place can now move. And isn't that nice? I think I want to go this way, and using your momentum, you can move the barrel while you're inside it. No, not this way. Of course not. I want to go this way. A long way, I guess. Oh, what are these enemies? Like bulldozers, I think they're called. Oh god, they can be pretty dangerous. So as you can see here, there's basically two stages that you can pull the mushroom at. You can pull it to the first stage, and it'll actually take you to where you want to go. But take it a little further. Go across 2 gaps of water, and I got the map! And I really don't find myself using dungeon maps a whole lot in this game. Mainly because it's not a very hard game. And there may be 1 or 2 dungeons, 1 dungeon in particular, that you get lost in. But that's it. Ah! So this is a pressure switch, not just a switch. So, got dragonfly enemies, and we must, of course, push this pot. How nice of the game to give us the... you're going to notice these little skid marks in areas, and not all the time, but it'll give you a clue that you've got some kind of a object that you should move. So, another example. We can push and pull. So we push 1. We push this. And unfortunately the chest goes away, and again. And then we just push it over here. And a small key. Oh, nice game. We're certainly progressing quite nicely on this little shrine. The Deepwood Shrine. Called such because we're deep in the woods.